Hi everyone, Peter Pickle, co-founder and CEO of Avana Health. Since we last talked in the fall, we have been very busy and I'm happy to share with you a lot of progress. Quick refresher, we are addressing abnormal uterine bleeding, or sometimes called heavy menstrual bleeding, that affects at least 1 in 3 women and broadly describes irregular bleeding outside of pregnancy. Now, women with fibroids or endometriosis, for example, often suffer from this kind of condition. Now, we're taking a very innovative approach that's designed to work regardless of those underlying causes, and we're doing so by using polydocanol. That's an existing off-patent drug, commercially available, creates a local clotting cascade in 3 minutes to stop bleeding. But nobody's ever used it for this kind of uterine application because there wasn't an effective way to deliver it. So we created a proprietary delivery device. Now, it's worth noting because the drug is off patent, we can repatent and have, protecting both the drug and device as a kit plus its applications of use. Our initial indication focuses on acute abnormal uterine bleeding, these acute episodes that occur during what is often a chronic condition. When we look at that landscape, we see that there is no FDA-approved treatment for acute abnormal uterine bleeding, and that opens up a key white space that Avana can address. Currently, physicians have to rely on off-label treatments, and in contrast, we can work within 3 minutes. That's at least 100 times faster than what exists, lasting at least 40 times longer, without the use of hormones, while preserving fertility. Now, that kind of mission, as well as addressing these kinds of unmet needs, is very personal and important to me and our team. At the same time, we appreciate Avana is a venture. And when we look at what that pertains to, we've been working closely with key opinion leaders in the medical space, and their insights have allowed us to hone increasingly our go-to-market strategy, looking at the market you see here. More recently, this has also been informed by our latest advisory board member, I'm happy to announce, is Ken Wilson. Long-standing background in asset valuation, having worked at J&J and Merck, as well as having his own company for decades. It's worth noting, even on our advisory board, working closely and looking at this data, he, by the end of it, said, hey, I am personally going to invest in Avana. Now, when I stood before you last, I had the pleasure of saying we have begun enrollment on our phase 1 patient study. And today I get to say we have concluded and finished enrollment. We're finishing up the last 3 patients, which will be done in May. Interim analysis looks very promising. We're seeing a strong safety profile demonstrating this treatment is well tolerated. More so, it's a small study, but at the same time, we are seeing the right efficacy signals. We're significantly reducing uterine bleeding. So all of this rolls into a clinical summary report, which will be done in July, triggering a huge milestone for the company and major inflection point. As I said, we've been busy. Other things that have happened since we've been talking. We have filed global patents. That is well underway, on plan according to schedule. We have also been honored and recognized as an Innovation Showcase finalist in Boston with the Women's Health Innovation Summit. We partnered with the Women's Health Research Collaborative, working on advancing advocacy in this unmet need. They've also helped bring together us and other key opinion leaders that have been discussing, and we actually have a clinician-driven perspective advocacy peer-reviewed paper under review about to be published. That same team is helping us prepare for our phase 2 clinical trial. They've been very hands-on, guiding us with great insight. And all of this is sort of snowballed into what I have to admit is a little ahead of schedule. We've been approached by one party already looking at a potential investor exit acquisition opportunity. That's still underway. We're going to see where that goes. It is exciting. Either way, right now, we're focused on executing our operations plan. Interestingly though, when you look at comms and the active discussions we're having with one group as well as 6 or 7 others, what we see is that there are key inflection points with this approach following phase 1, which we're finishing this year, and phase 2, which will be concluded in a couple years. And as we approach this key inflection point, post-phase 1, what we're doing right now is offering existing investors, which we certainly want to extend to all of Pointe Angels out of appreciation for the strong support shown today, an opportunity to reinvest in the existing firm, which is close, but existing terms, I should say, as grandfathered in. Now, that will, of course, allow us to strengthen a position of what we're already doing, which is filing more patents addressing the phase 2 and regulatory process. But all in all, I'm incredibly proud of what the team has accomplished. I'm very excited with where we're going next. So, as always, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and we truly have appreciated all the support Pointe has given us. Thank you.
Have you gotten any feedback from the participants in the first clinical trial?
We have, yes. So it's a double-blind study, but as we prepare to advance this, we've unblinded ourselves, and that's what's allowed us to look at the interim analysis and see, look, we're seeing a reduction in blood loss. Some of the placebo patients kind of all over. We're very well tolerated, very encouraging results, but altogether not terribly surprising, given that the drug has been used in other indications for 50 plus years. So